How did we get to this point, though?
The tanking point of where teams are just a
Load
third of the league.
No, just load management. But also load management ties into tanking as well. So how did we get to this? What came first, load management or tanking?
I think load management came first, and a lot of it began, if you want to find a spot in history, with the Greg Popovich San Antonio Spurs, who were aggressive in resting their stars. We all remember that great. I think I still have a picture of that stat sheet where it said Tim Duncan DNP rest, which is one of the early days of just straight resting guys. And that was what the Spurs did in the early 2010s. And teams quickly adopted it after that, with the back-to-backs. If you get an older player, you're going to limit his minutes. And then Kawhi Leonard comes around 2019, and Toronto wins a championship by load managing him. So I think, the success of one team begat more teams doing it. The success of the Raptors begat more teams doing it. And it became part of the, kind of the fiber of the NBA.
Who is going all in tanking where it's not reading between the lines, it's just blatant?
There's more than one. I mean,
Utah to me is really curious about.
So yeah, Utah is the most glaring example because of how they're doing it. Like, Utah is trying to throw games at the end. Like, simple as that. Like, that game they had against Orlando on Saturday, they were up by 17, I think it was at one point, 7 at the end of the third, and they tried to throw the game and succeeded. Against Miami on Monday, they tried to throw the game and failed because Kyle Filipowski and Bryce Sensabaugh made a bunch of shots, and that was how that went. But they have tried multiple times in the last week to lose games in the fourth quarter. Now, last night, I hate watched the Kings-Jazz game last night just to see what would happen. Of course, they boat raced Sacramento. That was predictable. But the way that the Jazz have been doing it has been the most egregious. But they are far from the only offender. Like, people know Trae Young could probably be playing basketball at this point. Indiana, which is just as egregious right now as Utah. I mean, Ivica Zubac gets acquired. He had been playing through what was determined a mild ankle sprain, and now that ankle sprain is so serious that he's got to sit out for an extended period. So the Jazz, because of the fact that they're playing their guys and then benching their guys, they are front and center, but they are far from the only offender. Dan, this is the first time in league history that we're before the All-Star break, and roughly a third of the league does not care about winning games. That is a 5-alarm fire for Adam Silver to address.
Okay, what's solvable? What's a solution here?
Well, let's unpack it from a couple of ways. Short term, one thing that the people in the league that I've talked to have been pushing for is a fine with a warning, right? So you go to Utah, Washington, whoever, and you say, all right, $750,000 for trying to lose games. If you do this again, we're going to dock you a couple of second-round picks. If you do it again, we are going to reduce your lottery odds. This is something that's come up from a couple of executives. Like, if you finish the season with the 14% chance of landing the number 1 overall pick, we're going to slash it. We're going to take away some of your ping pong ball combinations, which is within the purview of Adam Silver to do. He can unilaterally do stuff like this. So short term, they want to see him threaten a big stick to some of these teams because there is 25 plus games left in the regular season. As far as fixing the problem, there are two camps in this. One of the camps says, let's just keep putting Band-Aids on these bullet holes. This is what they've done over the last 10 years. They've tweaked things. They've added the play-in tournament. They've flattened the odds. They've done things to try to save the system. And those people say, hey, if you eliminate lottery protections, good luck getting that past the general managers. But if you eliminate lottery protections, that's going to take away a lot of these things. If you say a team cannot draft in the top 4 for 2 consecutive years, that's going to solve a lot of problems. There's some people that believe that. There are others that say the system is broken. It needs to be taken out into the woodshed and shot. Like, just blow up the whole system and let's all get into a room this summer and figure out something else. Those are the two camps right now. And those are the two sides that are, as we speak, lobbying Adam Silver about these changes.
But how do I know if somebody is tanking? How do I know if Trae Young is not hurt? How do I know, Anthony Davis can't play the rest of the season? I mean, What does Adam Silver do? How do you do something in a clandestine way that you're healthy enough? We saw you doing yard work here.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take Inspector Gadget to see like some of these guys are. I mean, Trae Young had a quad strain in early January. Like Anthony Davis, fine. Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he decides to sit out the season, I would say the same thing. The Jazz, again, are playing their guys. And look, the Jazz, one of the problems that people in the league have with the Jazz is that right now they're a pretty damn good team. Like they've got 3 guys that are borderline all-stars, like Jaren Jackson Jr., Lauri Markkanen, Keontae George. They're not all-stars, but they're on that next tier.
Yes.
So if these guys were all playing, could they make a run at the play-in tournament right now? Probably not. They're like 9 games back of that 10 spot, but the teams above them, Memphis, the Clippers, they're not very good. Maybe if you really put your foot on the gas, that you can go and get it. So that's you have to almost put that on a shelf. I think you've got to use common sense in these situations. You've got to make teams, if there are injuries, you've got to report it. You've got to have medical evidence. You've got to give the league a chance to review all of it before, so they can make an informed decision.